Just go ahead and watch the Zoom lecture. Did you receive that? Yeah, I think Jennifer must have sent everybody. Go to Jennifer. Oh, she is here.
Hello. Yeah, it's on the same link that's on the
Yeah.
announcement.
So make sure that everybody gets it. So now I will continue this. You have to pick a copy from here. These are all the problems, worked out problems you need to practice at home. Pick a copy.
Catherine's actually on Zoom. Can she get permission to record the Zoom part too?
Well, she's supposed to be here, right?
Yeah, she's got a migraine. She's just recording it from home. She just texted me.
It doesn't matter for me, it's all set anyway. Okay, let me continue this. For strong acids, there is no problem. Strong acids undergo ionization 100% in solution. Therefore, the concentration of the acid will be equal to the hydronium ion concentration. If I say 1 molar HCl, what is the concentration of hydronium ion? 1 molar. So the pH of that solution can be directly calculated using this formula, negative log of hydronium ion concentration. In the case of strong bases, no problem. They undergo 100% ionization. Therefore, you are going to get QOH equals negative log of hydroxide ion concentration. So using this formula, pH plus POH equals 14. You can calculate the pH of a basic solution using this. If you know POH here, put that value here, you will get a pH. Okay? So for the solutions of strong acids and strong bases, there is absolutely no problem. We can directly calculate the pH using these formulas. The problem comes only for weak acids and weak bases. Remember, if you want to calculate the pH, you are supposed to know the exact concentration of hydronium, the exact concentration of hydroxide ion. But in the case of weak acids and weak bases, if you take the solution of a weak acid, if you take the solution of a weak base, they do not undergo 100% ionization. Therefore, you will not be able to determine exactly the concentration of hydronium ion or hydroxide ion. Then how to figure out that? That's what we are going to talk. How to calculate? The pH of weak acid or weak base, because they do not undergo 100% ionization. Let us work out. Okay, do not forget to pick a copy of this. Okay, the problems are all worked out. What I am addressing right now, they are all here. Example. So let us calculate the pH of this is a weak acid. 0.2 molar HNO2. This is nitrous acid. This is nitrous acid. This is a weak acid. Okay, now how will you do this? Take this HNO2, treat this with water, write this reversible aroma, and you are going to get X3O plus AQ plus NO2 minus AQ. This is the reaction. When you drop HNO2 in water, this is how it undergoes ionization. This is not 100% ionization. So normally the percent ionization will be around less than 5%. So now, so what is the initial concentration of HNO2? 0.2. You got it? What is the concentration of hydronium ion? Say if you were to take, say, a strong acid like HNO3 for example. HNO3 plus H2O, I write one-sided arrow mark because it is a strong acid plus NO3 minus AQ. If it is 0.2 molar, this should be 0.2 molar. This is no, take the negative log of that, that gives the pH. But here, unfortunately, this does not undergo 100% ionization. How much of this is there now? You do not know. I am going to put that as X. Okay? How much of this nitrate? As X molarity. So, if you want to calculate the pH of the solution, you are supposed to know the value of X. How will you do that? You have to go back to your chemical equilibrium chapter. This is your concentration. This is your HNO2. And this is your H3O plus. And this is your NO2 minus. What is the initial concentration? It is 0.2 because that is reversible, right? And this is before ionization, it is going to be 0. What is the change? One mole, that is minus X. This is positive X, and that is positive X. What is the concentration at equilibrium going to be? (0.2 minus X), and that is X, that is X. Apply the law of mass action to this because it is an acid. Ka equals the molar concentration of H3O plus times the molar concentration of NO2 minus over the molar concentration of HNO2. Water will not appear because you remember pure liquids will not appear in this equation, right? Right? So, and now you can plug this Ka. What is Ka? Acid ionization constant, okay? Ka equals hydronium ion concentration at equilibrium, how much? X. What is the equilibrium concentration of NO2? So that is X, and this is 0.2 minus X. And that's going to be X square over 0.2 minus X. So in order to solve for X, you are supposed to know the Ka value, correct? If you know this, then you can solve for X. So they have given Ka value equals 4.6 times 10 to the power of negative 4, which is equal to X squared over 0.2X. Now, you remember in the chemical equilibrium chapter, concept of approximation. Assuming that the ionization is less than 5%, we can ignore that X, correct? The difference X here. So, assuming that once we figure out the value of X, we have to calculate that. For the time being, I am going to ignore this. Are you with me? So now this is going to be X squared equals, somebody take the calculator and quickly you have to simplify this. 4.6 times 10 to the power of negative 4. X equals what? square root of 0.2 times, I will just like this, 0.00046. Simplify this quickly. Everybody pulls out the calculator, okay?
95.917. 95.917.
What is that? If you multiply these two and take the square root, are you getting 95?
0.00959.
Okay, 0.00959, which is 9.59 times 10 to the power of negative 3, correct?
Yep.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's correct.
So now we have to check whether this is less than 5%. So percentization equals so how much you have got? 0.00 you said 959, right?
Yes, sir.
959 divided by how much is this? 0.2, that is what you started with, times 100. Simplify this, please. How much?
4.80.
4.8%, correct? Which is less than 5. Therefore, your approximation concept is perfect. If it exceeds 5% here, if this is more than 5%, then you cannot. You have to go to quadratic equation. Okay? That is complex. Now, what is the x here? 0.00959. This is also 0.00959, and this is 0.2 minus of that. 0.2 minus of 0.0058. We don't care. What is the exact concentration? Look here. What is hydronium ion concentration at equilibrium? What is that? So the hydronium ion concentration, which is X, correct? It is 0.00959 molarity. So pH equals what? Negative log of hydronium ion concentration, which is negative log of 0.00959. Tell me, how much is this?
2.02.
2.02.
02.
So what is the pH of that solution?
2.02.
2.02.
02.
That's how you are going to. Okay. Assuming that this is a strong acid, if this is going to be strong acid, the concentration of H3O should have been 0.2, correct? Take the negative log of 0.2. Negative logarithm of 0.2.
0.699.
Correct? Say 0.7, something like that. If it were to be a strong acid, the actual pH of that solution should have been what? 0.7. But now the hydronium ion concentration is less, means the pH is more. That is why you got the pH 2.22. Okay? This is one such example. You will see them there. And I will do one more example for weak base, and I am done with that. Okay? Where did I keep it? Did I keep it there? You know what this is, right? Yeah. Somebody knows?
Practice problems.
So this is example 15.12, okay? The packet what we have taken. That's a base I have done one example for acid, weak acid, and one example for weak base I am going to do. Okay, what they have done is find the pH of 0.1 molar ammonia solution. Ammonia solution is a very weak base, okay? So now put that into water. NH3 plus water. So you are going to get ammonium ion Aq plus OH minus 8. So now again you have to construct a table here. Concentration. NH3 OH minus and ammonium ion. What is the beginning concentration? Initial concentration, which is 0.1 mole. This is 0, 0. Chain. This is minus x, that is x, and that is x. What is the concentration at equilibrium? One minus x, that is x, that is x. Apply the law of mass F. Because it is a base, I am going to call this as Kb. Concentration of ammonium ion, concentration of OH minus ion, lower concentration of ammonia. Because this water is a pure liquid, it will not appear. And based on that, now what is the concentration of ammonium ion, which is x? What is the concentration of OH? That is also x. What is the concentration of ammonia at equilibrium? 0.1 minus x. Okay? So Kb equals x squared over 0.1 minus x. Understand? So they have given Kb value is 1.76 times 10 to the negative fifth, which is equal to x squared. I am making an assumption. Ionization is less than 5%. Can I ignore this x for the time being?
Yes.
So I will ignore this. This is going to be 0.1. So x equals what? 0.1 times 1.76 times 10 to the power of negative fifth. X equals what? Square root of 0.1, 1.76 times 10 to the negative fifth. Tell me, how much is this? Quickly.
0.00133.
0.00
133.
133 molarity, correct? So now before you finalize your decision, you have to make sure that percentage of ionization is less than
5.
So percent ionization equals, it is 0.0013 over how much you have started with? 0.1 times 100. 100, how much is this?
1.33.
This is 1.33, correct? Which is less than? So therefore your approximation is correct. So now what is the concentration of OH minus X? The concentration of hydroxide ion. The concentration of OH minus equals, see here, OH minus equals X, X is nothing but 0.00133, correct? So now you are going to calculate POH here. POH equals negative log of 0.00133. Tell me how much is this? POH equals how much?
2.88.
I will make it 2.9, okay? 2.9, okay? POH is how much? 2.9. What they are asking for? You have to calculate the pH, right? So you know this formula. pH plus POH equals how much? 14. So pH equals what? 14 minus 2.9. That is your answer. Got it? This looks very fascinating to watch and listen. The problem starts only when you start working out. So my practice is the only thing that can help you. Okay? That's the purpose of giving you all this. Now, any question on this? Anybody has any question? No question? I have never seen anybody asking me questions. Either I should be bad. There are only two possibilities. Either my students understand 100% what I speak. You got my point? Or nothing you understand. So I don't know I believe you all belong to the first category. Okay? Okay, the ball is in your court, you have to practice. If you have any difficulty, you are most welcome to ask me anytime. So now I will move on and continue my buffering, buffers. What is a buffer solution? In the lecture only, if you watch my Zoom lecture yesterday, what she has sent, there I have clearly defined what a buffer is. Buffer said human blood behaves like a buffer solution. It will not. So no matter what you eat, no matter what you drink, your pH of the blood, which is 7.3 to 7.4, remains always constant, right? If the pH changes, then the people die. So therefore, a buffer solution is one which resists the change of pH. It blocks the change of pH. So I clearly defined in the last class. Buffer consists of, there are two types of buffers. Acidic buffers and what? Basic buffers. What is a buffer solution? Buffer consists of this, look here. Solution of a weak acid solution plus weak acid salt solution. If you mix these two, that behaves like a buffer solution. Example, if you take a weak acid like say acetic acid, this is your vinegar. You must remember this name, acetic acid. This is a weak acid. And what kind of a salt? You know, all acids react with base to form salt and water, correct? Right? Acid-base reaction. So always acid-base reactions will give you salt and water. So to get the salt of this acid, you can say like this: CH3COOH is the acid, sodium hydroxide is the base, If you mix these two, you will end up with the salt CH3COONA plus water. And this is the salt of the acetic acid, which is called sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is the salt. This is if you mix these two, you get what? A buffer solution. Okay. For example, if you take another acid like hydrofluoric acid, which is also weak, and how can you convert that into salt? HF plus sodium hydroxide. You are going to get what? Sodium fluoride plus water. Sodium fluoride is your salt. Sodium fluoride, potassium fluoride. Any, I just put sodium. So sodium fluoride. If you mix these two solutions, you get a buffer solution. Because they are weak acids and their salt solutions, you are going to get acidic buffers. What are acidic buffers? Buffers which have the pH value less than 7. Okay? And buffers which have the pH value greater than 7, they are basic buffers, correct? Right? So similar, let us see how we can make a basic buffer. For basic buffer, in the case of acidic buffers, you started with acid, a weak acid and its salt. For basic buffers, you are going to take weak base and its salt. You understand? For basic buffers, you are going to mix a weak base solution and it's a salt. For example, weak base, say ammonia. Okay? Or if you take ammonium hydroxide, which is a weak, same. You're going to say ammonium hydroxide plus what? It is an acid, right? You need an acid now. Then, to convert the acid into a base, weak acid plus base. Here, weak base plus an acid. Acid, say hydrochloric acid. So here you are going to get, this is water. You will get the salt, ammonium chloride plus water. So now what is the basic buffer? Mix the solutions of a weak base with its salt. So therefore, if you mix ammonium hydroxide or ammonia plus ammonium chloride, this base and its salt, definitely the pH will be greater than 7, which is a basic buffer solution. Okay. Now, why do you can ask me the question, why the pH of the buffer solution almost remains constant? Why it doesn't change? Suppose take a buffer, add few drops of acid into that acid. When you add acid, pH is supposed to go down, correct? Larger the concentration of acid, lower the pH. Agreed? Take a buffer solution in a beaker, measure the pH of that buffer solution in a pH meter in an instrument. Say pH, say 4. Now to that solution, if you add hydrochloric acid drop by drop, it's stunning. The pH is supposed to go down. Say from 4, it may even go to 1 or 0.5. Understand? By adding acid. Or if instead of adding acid, if you add the base, the pH is supposed to go above 4. Because the base increases the pH, the acid decreases the pH. But in the case of buffer, nothing happens. Even if you add few drops of HCl into that, still the pH remains at 4. You got my point? Even if you add few drops of a base, still the pH remains at 4. Means that is the property of a buffer solution. What buffer means, it does not allow to change. The pH will not change. How do you think? This is due to what we call a common ion effect. What is a common ion effect, I will tell you. Common ion effect. Okay, now take a weak acid, CH3COOH, and following. Then if you add this to water, CH3COO minus plus H3O plus. Okay, I'm going to say, take in a beaker, say this is, say 0.1 molar acetic acid. You are taking an acid in water. You understand my point? Just acid. Put a pH meter here. Connect this to a pH meter. That pH meter will measure the pH of the solution. Say pH, say I'm going to say 1. Just for my discussion. This is your pH meter. And then the pH meter will show you pH of what? Say 0.5. Okay? I'm just giving you some number. Now what you do is add dropwise a few drops of acid, say hydrochloric acid, HCl. Add few drops of this into this acetic acid solution, stir it and measure the pH. The pH gem will suddenly decrease. Say something like this. pH got decreased from 0.5 to what? 0.1. Because when you add acid, it decreases the pH. Got it? Now, instead of adding acid, if you add the base, sodium hydroxide, if you add few drops of, say, sodium hydroxide base, the pH shoots up. The pH will be, say it was 0.5, this may be 2.5. Whenever it was 0.5, when you add the base, the pH went up 2.5. Understand my point? You got my point? That means this is not a buffer solution. You are taking acid to this. Add more acid, pH goes down. You add base, pH goes up. You can do the same experiment with base also. Take a weak base solution, add acid, pH goes down. Add base, the pH goes up. Correct? Now, instead of taking this acid alone, now I am going to take 0.1 molar CH3COONA, acid and its salt. This is a mixture, correct? right? This mixture is called what? Buffer. Now you add few drops of HCl. Say the pH of this buffer, I'm just telling you, say 4. The pH of this is 4 now. Now add acid. The pH still remains 4. Got it? You add the base, still remains same. Because it is a buffer solution. Correct? So now you can ask me, when you add acid or base to a single solution, pH goes down or goes up, correct? Why not in this buffer? And this is due to what I call common ion effect. What is that common ion effect? Okay, now this is the solution. You have acid solution, and also it has what? Sodium acetate, correct? The sodium acetate in a buffer solution, CH3 COONA, and this one-sided, it is a strong electrolyte. It splits into CH3 COO minus AQ plus sodium plus. You understand my point? This acetate got from the acid, and this is same acetate got from the salt, correct? This is your salt, and that is your acid. And when you add sodium acetate to this mixture, this is a reversible equation, correct? What is the effect of concentration on the equilibrium of a reaction? If you increase the concentration of the products, by adding, if you increase the concentration of acetate on the right side, the equilibrium shifts to the left side. Understand my point? So the concentration of acetic acid increases because it shifts the equilibrium in the opposite direction. Understand? So that's why the pH is not going to change. Okay? And this is due to what? Common, both are common, correct? Right? This is coming from the acid, that is coming from the salt. Both are the same ions. So these common ions will manage in such a way that the buffer of the pH of the buffer always remains constant. Okay. So now I am going to derive another interesting equation mathematically. So in order to calculate the pH of a buffer solution, okay, it is a bit complex. You need to construct the table. You understand my point? You have to figure out the equilibrium concentrations. Then you have to apply the law of mass action. If the percent ionization is greater than 5%, then you have to solve for that x using quadratic equation. It is all complex. Now I am going to give you a simple one-step equation. You can just plug in one step, you can get the answer. You understand? I will work out that and then we will see how it goes. These are all the common ion Leachate phase principles. So in general, I am going to say a weak acid like HCl. Understand? Solution of HCl means a weak acid. It could be any acid. Now you are going to treat this with what? Water. L. And you know, an acid is a species which gives protons, correct? And of those protons in water are not stable. Immediately the protons are being picked up by water to form hydronium ion. So on the right side, you will have hydronium ion. Plus you will have what? K minus, correct?
Yeah.
Because this loses the proton. And we said this is the conjugate base and this is the conjugate acid. Because this is what? This is what? Anything that accepts a proton is a base. This is a base. Anything that gives a proton is an acid. And this is the one which accepts the proton. If you read the reaction from right to left, this we call what?
Conjugate.
Conjugate base. And this you are going to call this as what?
Conjugate acid.
Conjugate
Acid.
acid. Conjugate acid base pairs, they always differ by a single proton. Okay. And you just listen to the lecture, you will understand that. Now what I do is I will apply the law of mass action because it is an acid. Ka equals what? Hydronium ion concentration times the conjugate base divided by what? The weak acid, correct? Right? The weak acid. So now I do cross multiplication. Understand? So that's going to be H3O plus times the conjugate base, which is equal to Ka times the weak acid HA. Okay? Right? Now what I do is, what we want is this hydronium ion concentration, because in order to calculate the pH we need hydronium ion concentration, which is equal to Ka, and I will write HA over. Anything wrong if I write like this? Huh? You have to have the college algebra background. That's the one I get. So now what I do is, I am going to take the logarithm on both sides. You know logarithms, right? Taking logarithm on both sides. Log on both sides. This is going to be log of H3O plus, say this is log of H3O plus equals log of Ka times what?
HA over A minus.
A minus, correct? And now what I do is, I will multiply, I will expand this log of hydronium ion concentration equals, you know this formula, log Mn equals what? Log M plus what?
M plus log.
Log N. Okay, you are familiar with this, right? Now I consider this Ka like M and HA over A minus as N. If you expand that, this is going to be log Ka plus log of
HA over A minus.
HA over A minus. You got it? Now I will multiply this whole damn thing with minus 1. Okay? All along. If you multiply that with minus 1, do you think you are going to get negative log of H3O plus? Correct? This also becomes what? Negative log of Ka, and that also becomes negative log of HA over A minus. Negative log of hydronium ion concentration is called what?
pH.
Hmm?
pH.
Yeah, correct. So that is, this is your pH. Negative log Ka means what? pKa, you have to listen to the lecture. pKa. Next, log HA is a weak acid, correct?
Mhm.
Molar concentration of weak acid. It could be anything. I am writing general. And what is A minus? The molar concentration of what?
Conjugate base.
Conjugate base. And this equation is called Henderson Hasselbalch equation. This equation is called what?
Henderson has to walk.
Henderson. That you won't find that there. It is all here. Unless you want to open the book, we don't find it. This equation is called what?
Henderson has to walk.
This is a fantastic equation. If I give you a problem, just one step you can get the answer instead of going through all those laborious processes.
Yes.
Okay. So now can I do little more mathematics here? Huh? Can I rewrite this equation like this? pH equals pKa. Now it is minus, right? Minus. Can I change that to plus? If you change minus to plus, this conjugate base goes to the numerator and weak acid comes to the denominator. Molar concentration of conjugate base or what? Molar concentration of weak acid. That is also another form of Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So let us work out a problem on this. How easy is it? I think this is Henderson SON or SEN, you can check that. I think it should be ON and Henderson. So can I remove this?
Yep.
Okay, now, here is the problem. Calculate the pH of a buffer solution. Calculate the pH of a buffer solution containing 0.2 molar acetic acid and 0.3 molar sodium acetate. Okay. Now, what is the concentration of weak acid? Weak acid 0.2 molar. What is the concentration of the conjugate base? This goes like this. I told you this is 100% ionization. This ionizes into CH3 CO minus plus Na plus. Because it is a strong electrolyte, they have given 0.3 and this should be 0.3. Okay. Now, You know the concentration of the conjugate base, which is 0.3. You know the concentration of the weak acid, which is 0.2. If you know the pKa, that's all, pH, directly. So pH equals, so what is the pH of pKa? I don't remember that. Okay, they have given Ka value. They have given Ka, which is 1.8 times 10 to the power of negative 5. Take negative log of this. Can somebody tell me negative log of 1.8 times negative 5? How much is this? pH equals pK. Negative log of this is how much? 4 point something, right?
4.74.
So this is 4.74, and then minus, I'm going to use this, or I will use this, plus. Log of conjugate base is how much? Conjugate acid is how much? If you simplify this, that is your answer. Only one step. Okay? Simplify that and tell me how much is that.
4.92.
How much?
4.92.
So that's the answer. What is the pH of this buffer solution?
4.92.
1.92. We'll think of it. You want to cover this lecture, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I'm about to hit stop right now.